Hello guys, Firefly here. Welcome back. In this video, I want to talk about the Desert Eagle in World War III. I know I said in my last video that the next video was probably gonna be about the QBZ-95 assault rifle, but I thought that I should do this first because I know that lots of people are probably searching this up right now, since it's not only new content, but the Deagle specifically is a very iconic and cool weapon. In this video, I'm just going to talk about the Deagle briefly, and then I'll just play some condensed gameplay of that weapon in action and let it run. I cut it down to only the parts where I'm actually fighting with the weapon. Before we go anywhere else, you should know that the actual Deagle is actually not in the game right now. The Deagle you get from winning 33 rounds of the limited time domination game mode. That Deagle is actually just a blueprint. It's called the Deagle Dominator, and it's not customizable until you unlock the base Deagle, which is impossible at the moment. As you guys can see, I have unlocked the Deagle Dominator. I can use it, but I cannot customize it because I do not have the base Deagle. This is how all blueprints work, by the way. The base Deagle is probably going to come out in the next season, so right now, all we have is the Deagle Dominator blueprint, which is a Deagle with no attachments and a gold skin. That's why a full gun guide on the Deagle is going to have to wait, because right now we only have a blueprint with no attachments to assess, and this is just a sneak peek at what it's like. So what is the Deagle like? Well, it's 3 weight slots, which puts it in the same weight class as the Vityaz and SIG SMGs, and it's a pistol with very high single shot damage and a surprisingly fast rate of fire. Body shots are 2 to 3 shot kills. You're gonna get 2 shot kills most of the time. I believe you can only get 3 shot kills if you hit steel armor plate or legs. It does 60 flesh damage within its maximum damage range, which seems to be quite long. There was once where I actually got enemy hit 48 at point blank range, and I'm pretty sure that was steel armor plate, not ceramic. Otherwise I would have gotten that way more often. Either way, 48 damage might not even imply a 3-shot kill, since the bullet might have actually damaged the armor, allowing the next shot to do 52 damage or higher even if it hits the armor again. Headshots seem to be 1-shot kills up to a very long distance, regardless of helmets. This thing pops helmets like they don't exist. The range is also impressive. There probably is a distance where the damage drops off enough for the target to survive, but that distance appears to be so far out that it's basically irrelevant, since it's way outside of the range where you'll actually be using this type of weapon, so headshots are viable even if they are hard and risky to attempt. It's also helpful to know that the Deagle seems to have no idle sway. Idle sway seems to be either 0 or negligible on this weapon. I don't know if this is a bug or if it was done on purpose to make the Deagle better, since even now it's not that good, but it is helpful to know that you don't even need to hold breath when going for headshots with this weapon. The Deagle also has a much higher rate of fire cap than I expected. It shoots much faster than the 50 GS from the recent COD games, and maybe even faster than the Deagle 44 from BF4, which was actually a very viable, if not the most viable sidearm. Anyways, back to the Deagle in this game. It is spammable, but only when you're close enough to the target to cough in their face, because otherwise you're just not gonna hit anything. The Deagle has high camera recoil and lots of visual recoil as well. The visual recoil is something that you actually can't really fight. The Deagle has the same pistol visual recoil as the other pistols, where the barrel actually flicks upwards towards the top of the screen, which completely conceals your point of aim for a moment if you're using iron sights, which is your only option right now with the Deagle because there's no attachments. This is particularly bad for the Deagle because unlike the other pistols, it is the kind of gun where you actually have to aim every shot, unless the target is like 5 meters or closer. And if you have high visual recoil, you're gonna have to shoot much slower on purpose, which means outside of its spammable range, the Deagle will usually kill enemies much slower than its damage or rate of fire will imply, since not only do you need time to aim each shot, but you also have to wait for both the camera and the sights to recenter so you can actually see what you're shooting at. So what is the Deagle even useful for? Well, for a 3-slot weapon, it's safe to say that the Deagle does not compete at all against the Vityaz and Sig when equipped with iron sights. The Deagle gets a lot of its worth from those one-shot headshots, and right now that is very hard to do consistently because we only have iron sights. A customized Deagle has the potential to be much better. Even a small reflex sight would help a lot. Any red dot is going to be much more precise than that thick bar, which is the front sight, and the reflex sights usually raise the point of aim on the gun a little further up and away from the gun body, which could reduce the effects of that visual recoil and allow for more precise shots at a faster rate. The Deagle will probably also get recoil attachments, muzzle brakes, and compensators, and that will definitely also help. Again, if a custom Deagle is going to be viable, it's likely going to derive most of its value from its ability to get one-shot headshots. I can totally see a Deagle with a reflex sight or some kind of mini ACOG turning out to be a pretty good pocket sniper rifle as a secondary to, say, a shotgun. If you're not getting headshots, the Deagle doesn't compete with the 3-slot SMGs, or any SMG for that matter. In fact, I think the Deagle should really be 2 weight slots in its current state, not 3, probably even with attachments, because in general I don't think it's even better than the 2-slot DMG 9mm or Glauberette. I certainly had lots of fun with the Deagle, but I'd be lying if I told you it was a meta weapon. Once again, my experience so far is limited to the Dominator blueprint. The custom Deagle has the potential to be better, but don't get too excited, or else you're still likely to be disappointed when Season 2 actually comes around. That's it guys, if you're this far in, I hope you don't mind dropping a like on the video and comment Deagle in the comment section, which would help inform me how many people actually watched to this point, and also help this video get found. Consider also subscribing to the channel for more World War III content if you haven't already, and enjoy the gameplay.
Objective Alpha 2. Our units are taking hold of Objective Bravo 1. Your UAV is ready for deployment. Bravo 2. Objective Alpha 2 is under attack. Your UAV is ready for deployment. Our units are taking hold of Objective Charlie 1. Our units are taking hold of Objective Bravo. Our UAV is online over the area. Connection interrupted. Enemy jammer. Our units are taking... Soldier down! Our units are taking hold of Objective Charlie 1. Objective Charlie 2 is under attack. Requesting mark for an airstrike. Fight back! Objective Charlie 2 is under attack. Our units are taking hold of Objective Alpha 1. Here's some gear for you. Objective Charlie 2 is under attack. Fuck you in particular. Our UAV is online over the area. units are taking hold of objective Charlie 2. Enemies have overrun the Bravo area.